everybody. This is Julie Bean with Beadaholique, a little technical difficulty. So now I am just trying to sort that out. So hopefully everybody can see me. But now I'm a little hot and sweaty because I was trying to sort it out. Welcome to our live show on this Thursday here at Beadaholique. We're going to be playing with some gemstones, which is really fun. And I just saw a couple floating hearts, which is awesome. So I think you guys can see me. I see Michelle. Hello. Okay. Guys, always something, right? Sometimes life just happens. Hello, Karen. Hello, Eric. It's good to see everybody. Oh my, now I have to relax after that little technical difficulty. Like I said, we are live and we are going to be playing with beautiful gemstones. So I have a strand right here that you can see. This is a beautiful Madagascar agate. Let me see what else I can pull up for you guys. We have some carnelian. We have beautiful gemstones. And we're going to be making some gemstone jewelry. We're going to do some memory wire jewelry. We also have these drops. If you can see these, they're so cool. So they are little gemstone drops with a little electroplated top on them. I'll take these off and you can see them up close. But I'm seeing all the comments. I see Leanne and Piper. Hello. And Deanne and Liz and Santa Barbara girl. I am seeing so many familiar great faces. And I know I missed a whole slew of hellos. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, Myra says, I can't hear you. Lauren can't hear me. Oh my goodness. Let's see what we can do about that. Please double check the mute button. All right, technical difficulties, guys. Let me go into settings. Oh wait, I can hear you, says Michelle. All right, I can hear you fine, says Eric. I can't find, okay. So I think we can, oh wait, there's a lot of no sound. So am I having the audio problem or what is going on? No sound. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I'm looking at the comments, and this is the beauty of live, guys. We're gonna figure this out. I see about half the people saying they can hear me and half saying they can't. So Eric just suggested that if you can't hear me, X out of the show and come back in, which if you can't hear me, you can't hear me telling you to do that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's just see. Okay. Thank you guys who can put info into chat trying to give directions, because I did just realize that if someone can't hear me, they can't hear me try to give directions. So the only way they're going to get help is if you guys share in the comment section how to help them. Okay, let's see how we're doing, guys. Santa Barbara girl is saying my chat button is covering the sound button. Okay, so I am wondering if there was like an update maybe to the software, because I was logged out this morning and I had to figure that out. So I'm wondering if maybe the buttons got switched around or something. Okay, try refresh. Okay. So, okay. Okay, I'm gonna wait to start a few minutes just so we can try to sort this out. Okay. Guys, you're being so helpful, thank you. You know what, actually, I was thinking about this morning as we're kind of waiting for some people to get their audio going. I wanted to say a really big thank you to everyone who joins us every week and also who is part of the Beadaholique community and who watches our YouTube videos and who comments on our blog and our posts and just being part of the community. So I think some of you guys know I've had some health challenges in the last 6 months, and it's been a really big bright spot for me to be able to not only work for Beadaholique, but to come here every week since we started doing these lives. It's really been a huge, it's something I look forward to, and I love chatting. It's a bright spot for me. So I just wanted to say a little personal thank you there. Yeah, I know adulting is hard, and it's always, sometimes things come up in life that we have to deal with, and the last 6 months have not been the easiest for me. So I really have enjoyed all of you guys, and it's been so fun to design together, and all the positivity and the support. So a quick thank you for that. So, oh, thank you guys. You are wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna try to start the show. I think a lot of people left and came back and their audio is working. So let's keep working on that. Oh, the pink button was removed after I came in and out a few times. Okay, so I think there's just something going on with this platform today, or something got updated. That's so weird. All right, but thank you again, guys. Okay, let's make some jewelry. Oh, thank you, guys. I wish I could call you all out. The comments are coming through really quickly, so I'm having a hard time being able to respond to each of them, but thank you, guys. It's really wonderful. All right, let's play with some beads, guys. So we have on the table here, I'm going to show you some of these. So you guys know that Goody Beads has joined the Beadaholique family, which is very exciting because we got some Goody Beads kits in now onto the Beadaholique website. We've gotten some gemstones. We've gotten some other things. And right now we also have some new gemstones that just got put on the site. You guys are getting a sneak peek. We're going to really announce it tomorrow. But I wanted to show you some of them because I've been waiting. Like this here, these are peridot chip gemstone beads. I'm going to see if I can adjust my lighting. And these are so pretty. I've been waiting for a chip bead for a while now because I love to do memory wire bracelets with them. And I think they look so great. And if you pair them with wood, so I'm going to pair them with some wood, it kind of becomes like this really interesting boho design where you've got the beautiful gemstone with a really earthy element too, like the wood, which is really fun. So I've been excited. I was so happy to see these. Now, a quick note, because these are gemstones, they are all limited edition. Some we have more than others. I think we had like 12 or 13 strands of this one. I think there was another one we had like 4 strands of, another 10. So they are kind of smaller quantities because they are gemstones, but really pretty. So we're going to work with this. Here's a little sneak peek kind of what we're going to start to do with it. We're going to put it on a memory wire bracelet, which creates a really cool look. And then another one is this Madagascar agate, which I think is so pretty with all these colors. And I'm a pyrite girl, so I almost feel like I would put this with pyrite. I love the gray in there. I think it's so pretty. So those are great. And I also pulled some other ones that we got in like last month too. So these are not necessarily the brand new ones, but I thought they were so pretty too. And then if you click on that shopping bag icon, I also put in a bunch of other new ones that we just got in that I don't have on my table, but I thought were so pretty and would work really well with all of the projects we're going to do today. So in case some of these sell out, or if you just want a different color, maybe you're not a carnelian fan, but you love pink, I put a pretty pink gemstone in there. So I put some other options in that shopping bag that you could always click on and see. But here's carnelian, which is so pretty and shiny. And then I have this, which is this beautiful, I always say it wrong. I think it's calcite. It's like crazy lace turquoise calcite, which is really pretty. And I love it. And these are nice and big. So I thought that too, we could pair with the wood, or I loved this with silver. I kind of got that Southwest vibe going with the silver. So I thought that could be really pretty. And I pulled out some of these little check glass silver micro spacers that I thought we might want to pair with it. So we're going to play with that. And then I have tourmaline. I love tourmaline. So I have some tourmaline as well. So we kind of got that purple, almost like a deep burgundy going on that one. And then I have a crazy lace agate in purple. So I was going to combine some of these combine them onto memory wire and I put a couple gemstones together. So I thought that would be fun. Yes, so Trey, they should fit onto the memory wire. We're going to test that. We can test all of these. The gemstones I did already test, and they fit fine onto the memory wire. You see their holes are big enough. So that is a great question, and this is the time and place to ask those questions. I'm going to assume that these are going to fit onto the memory wire. But if they don't, we'll find out. We'll find out pretty quickly here. So a couple other things I did pull are just some seed beads. If you're working with memory wire, I have these 8-0 seed beads, and they are also in that shopping bag so you can see the colors. They're good fillers. They're good like little spacer beads. So if you buy separate spacer beads, You know, it can kind of get expensive, especially if you're buying like metal ones. But if you want just a little bit of like a shine, or you want a little bit of gold, consider a tube of 8O seed beads, because you get so many of them and they stretch so far and they're really quite inexpensive. So I love pairing a seed bead into a memory wire project because it takes up some space, it stretches out your supplies, and it's just kind of a nice economical way of adding a little extra element and kind of a fun color. Here we go. So I'm trying to read the comments as we go. Hello, Tracy. Okay. Oh, and then I want to show you guys these, because these are also new that we got in when Goody Beads joined the Beadaholique family. And these are what I love. These are the earrings that I'm wearing. Okay. So I just put this on an earring hook. Look how simple this was. And how pretty is that? So that was the earring that I was wearing. So you could use these and really make a big design around them, or you could just hang them from a really pretty earring hook. So I like these a lot. So I'm going to put that back on, but I have a couple of them and I put some more in that shopping bag. And then I know Michelle has a link to even more, but they're just cool. So there's an electroplated topper here with that little loop already attached. So it's just a perfect little drop. Like you could just take a finished chain necklace, hang this from a jump ring from it, and you have a really pretty necklace. So that's fun. And I'm reading each and every comment. I'm loving it. So thank you guys. I see Tammy's hearts and so beautiful from Arkansas, and Susan from Seattle. Hello. It is good to see all of you guys. Okay, let's start designing. Let's start taking stuff apart. You know what I want to do first, because I thought that was a great question of Trey's, is are these going to fit onto the memory wire? Let's take care of that first. Let's just double check. Oh, and then Michelle just put up a link. We just created a blog post here at Beadaholique for show idea suggestions. So definitely list show idea suggestions here in the chats, but also we put up a blog, so it's just going to be like a running list. So if you have any ideas of things you want to learn about, projects you want to make, go ahead over to that blog, follow that link. You can do it after the show and put down your suggestion, because it's really going to be helpful for me to plan out future shows. I've already seen some great ones, like how to wire wrap gemstones that don't have a hole, or how to work with a loom. Different things like that are great. Okay, let's see. Oh, macrame knots. That would be really good. All right, guys, we're going to test it. I just kind of assumed this was going to fit, but let's see. Oh, good. That was easy. So that's a nice big hole, and it fits just fine. So that one's going to be good. Let's open up the carnelian. How do you keep jewelry from tarnishing? That is a great question, Melody. So first off, it's kind of what is the jewelry being exposed to? So if you say, like I live in Southern California, so I'm always putting on sunscreen. So especially like around my neck area. So if I have a lot of sunscreen on, or I spray sunscreen after I put my jewelry on, that promotes tarnishing. So you will kind of want to keep the jewelry away if you can from elements like perfume, sunscreen, lotion, or let those items dry on your skin first and then put on your jewelry. So that helps to prevent tarnishing in the first place. Other than that, I like to just store my finished jewelry in a zippered bag, like a Ziploc bag, and that just keeps it kind of secure from the elements when I'm not using it. So that's kind of a simple solution. There are little anti-tarnish pads. They're very inexpensive. You can just put them in that bag with them. So that's kind of one way of quickly and easily doing it. Yes, the 3M tarnish tabs. Yes, and you can reuse them. They're not single use, so you just kind of keep them in a bag with your jewelry for a while. Okay, so great question to ask. Okay, so I had started this one here, but you know what? We're going to come back to this one because I want to show you how to start a design. So let's do, should we do this with, let's see, what do we want to pair it with? Ooh, these are all coming off. Because we have a lot of choices here. So we can do the Madagascar with the carnelian, because those look really nice. We could put a seed bead with it. We could put wood with it. So we could put wood with it too. And I kind of wish I had one other seed bead color to go with it, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Let's see. So we got that and that. I mean, we could put green. We could put green with it too for just a little contrast. We could add a few of the chips. Something we could do too. Yeah, we could do this. We could do 3 gemstones together. That would be really pretty. Okay. So the wood has definitely more the natural element to it. Or we could do a little pop of purple. I don't know. I feel like that would get lost. Okay, let's just play with this. So if you are not familiar with memory wire, I know we've done a memory wire class before, so this is probably a repeat for those of you who watched it. Memory wire really should not be cut with your regular cutters. It's a very strong steel wire. Oh, someone just said the turquoise with it. That would be pretty too. We could do the turquoise with it. Oh, I like that. I like that better than the green. Okay. So you should, if you're cutting memory wire, you need a memory wire cutter. These are specialty cutters that really are designed to cut the steel wire and not be destroyed by it. Someone brought this up that technically you could cut the memory wire with your regular cutters. What is most likely going to happen is you will end up with like a little nick in the blade of your cutters, because that's what's happened to me before, and that's disappointing. You don't really want to do that. I mean, we kind of, excuse me, we treasure our tools. So I like to keep these for just like head pins and eye pins and beading wire. And then I use these for memory wire. So this is a lot of loops right here. I know I'm not going to need this many loops here. Oh, and Liz is saying it happened to me too. Yeah, it happened really quickly. And then you're so sad because you're like, oh no, because there's no way of fixing that. Once your cutters are dinged up like that, they're just dinged up and you have to try to avoid that section when you use it. So I'm going to make sure that this one is probably going to be maybe 3 loops long. So I'm just going to rough cut a couple loops. Okay. Here we go. Oh, it's someone saying turquoise silver carnelian. Oh, that's interesting. Ooh, do we want turquoise silver carnelian? Because I was going to go gold. Do you guys want turquoise silver carnelian? That could be pretty. Which do you guys want? Do you want the gold or the silver? We're going to pair the Madagascar agate. We're going to do the turquoise. And I think we're doing the carnelian. I've seen a couple people say that would be really pretty. We could do silver. I think that would create like an interesting contrast, because then what we could do, because then what we can do, guys, we can pull in the little micro spacers. Okay, now it's coming together. Okay, let's do that, guys. And then do we still want to add the wood? Do we still want the wood element in there too? So it'd be the turquoise, the carnelian, the Madagascar agate, the silver spacers, and then a little bit of wood too. Should we do that? I'm waiting to see about the wood. I'm seeing all the silver, so that's perfect. We're going to definitely do that. Oh, okay. No wood. I'm seeing a couple no woods. Okay, so we'll just do a really pretty, elegant bracelet here. Okay, so we're going to just cut this as well. And I think we'll do the wood with the peridot chips. That would be pretty. Okay, so here we are. Just going to kind of rough cut this more than I need, but not so much more that I'm being wasteful. Okay, so here we go. So what we need to do is basically create a stopper on one end. So the way I like to do that, there are actually end caps for memory wire. If you want like a little bead, basically a little round bead on the end, you can get a stopper for memory wire. They're not very expensive, and you just use like a GS hypo cement. But when I'm doing like a live show, that involves letting it dry for like an hour, and then same with the other side. So it's a little bit difficult to do that. So I'm just going to turn my end with a chain nose plier. So I'm just going to grab the tip, and I'm going to turn it basically away from the area that's going to go around my wrist. And we're just going to go up here. And we're just I just made a loop with it. See that little loop right there? And what you'll do is you're going to try to close that loop as much as you can so there's not like a gap right here, because we're going to put a little dangle on it at the end probably. So we're just going to work with that loop, try to make it as nice of a little loop as possible. So that becomes our bead stopper. So now I'm going to clear off some of this. So we just have our pretty beads that we're going to be working with. So we've got the carnelian, which is so pretty. We've got the turquoise. Let's get some more of those. Okay, so, this is calcite. It's turquoise colored. It looks like turquoise, but I think it's called Crazy Lace Calcite, and that's in that shopping bag too. And then let's bring over these really pretty shiny silver spacers. These are check glass. And then the Madagascar agate as well. Piper says, I just love beads so much. Me too. They're like candy. It's so fun. And it's so fun to like just even hear their sound. Like, I don't know if that's picking up on the audio, but just hearing the sound of beads. Unless they're crashing on the floor. That's the only sound that I don't like, as we've all had that happen. Okay, so we've got our beads to play with. And what we can do is we're just going to start to put these on. I love it, Francie. I'm a professional bead collector. It's so fun. Yeah, I think everyone here, we all love our beads. And they're just so inspiring. Okay. So let's go ahead. I always I don't know why, I tend to start with the smaller beads. So I'm going to start with one of these little spacers, and you just put it onto the memory wire and it'll start to slide down. And then we can do color blocking. We could do a pattern. So really the sky is the limit at this point. So I mean, I'm going to see what a pattern might look like. So let's just see what this would look like. And these all are sliding on so easily. I think I'll do more color blocking on the next project. Bead Addicts Live. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I actually want more silver in there. Okay, so I've got the agate and the carnelian, and then let's put a little bit more silver in here. Where do I want the silver? I'm going to do it between the agate and the carnelian, just for that little pop of silver. And then I'll put the pretty bead here. So I'm going to double check with Michelle, but I believe that the turquoise is 10 and the carnelian is 8. But I will let Michelle verify that, because she can actually pull it up and look so that we have a true answer. Yep, the carnelian is 8 and the turquoise is 10. Perfect. And Janet saying, I like memory wire so much better than stretch bracelets. You know, Janet, I do too. I have to say, I never, ever worry about memory wire bracelets having any structural problems. And stretch bracelets, well, and I've got little kids too who are always pulling on my jewelry. So I always kind of feel like, uh-oh, is this gonna, come undone or something like that. What size are the silver? They are, I believe, a 2 by 3 millimeter micro-faceted spacer. So they've got like a nice, here we go. This is how this is looking, guys. And color blocking. Oh, so Santa Barbara girl. Color blocking is like if we were to do, let's say, I can kind of do it like here. If we were to do like a stretch of the turquoise and then a stretch of the carnelian, and then like a stretch of the Madagascar or another one. So you do like big chunks of one color around it. And then in this case, I'm not really doing that. I'm just kind of creating a pretty pattern that I'm repeating. I do like color blocking. I think we'll do it on this one because the effect it will have will almost look like you've got different bracelets stacked together in the same project. So that will be kind of fun. So we'll do an entire row of the chips, and then we'll do an entire row of the wood beads. And then that will kind of give us a really different look too. Okay, so we're just going to keep adding here. And I am liking how this is looking. You guys, great suggestion with the silver. I think my brain just always goes towards gold. And so I just kind of default to the gold. But I think you guys are so right that this is looking really great with silver. And I do want to just mention again real quick, I know some of these are pretty limited quantity. It's just the nature of gemstones. So I did add some other pretty alternatives, or if you want just a little bit of a different color, some that I thought were really pretty. We got a ton of these beautiful gemstones from the Goody Beads catalog. And so there's a lot to choose from. I just wasn't able to pull them all for samples. So if there's other colors you're interested in, I did put a couple of my favorites. And then I know Michelle has a link to all of them because there's a lot. Okay, this is really pretty, guys. I feel like this is so wearable. Okay, so here's what we're doing. So once you've got a bunch on here, what you do is you kind of help them slide down to the base. So it's almost like you just swirl them here. What gauge are you using? Oh, that's a great question. Michelle can probably pull that up. This is just kind of your standard memory wire. It's the medium size. I'm sure it lists the gauge in the actual product description. So I know that's definitely a question Michelle can help with for sure. Okay, and we're just going to keep repeating this pattern for this one. Let me see where I left off. So I left off, where did I leave off, guys? That is the only thing, once you swirl them down, you kind of got to remember where you left off in your sequence. Okay, so now I need another one of these. And I've got my laptop off to the side and I hear its fan making kind of a loud noise. There we go. Just going to keep adding. So we'll eventually see how long we want to make this, and then we'll secure it and finish this design and go on to another one, because I want to make sure we have time to do something with those peridot chips and the wood beads, because I think that's going to be really striking too. Oh, thank you, Deborah. So it's a 22 gauge memory wire. So 22 gauge is nice because it does fit through a lot of bead holes. You don't have to worry too much about that. Okay. And then keep going, and then we'll see where we're at again. And for memory wire bracelets, I mainly just like to make sure that it goes at least not just a full rotation around your wrist, but just a little bit more than that. It's kind of personal preference how many loops you want. But as long as it goes around your wrist and overlaps a little bit, it's going to stay on your wrist. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, let's take these down. Always fun. I love that sound. Okay, let's see where we're at, guys. Okay, so we've got like 1.5 loops, and this is what it's looking like. Oh, that's interesting. So I didn't plan that out. But for this particular pattern, it's almost kind of lining up. Oh, so this is cool if you've done this before and you end up with like 5 loops and you keep doing the same pattern. On this case, what it's going to do is it's going to create like a diagonal pattern going this way. So that's pretty neat. It doesn't always work out like that when you do these memory wire bracelets, but sometimes it sure does. Oh, can I do a class on memory wire necklaces? Yes, I definitely can. That would be fun. You can do memory wire rings as well, and memory wire earrings. So memory wire is pretty versatile. And there's different sizes you buy specifically for it. So that would just be something important to keep in mind. I'm just going to add a few more, and then we're going to call this one good so that we can go on to another design. But this is really pretty. Okay, let's keep going. Just a little bit more. All right, I think 2 more beads, and then we can kind of imagine what it would look like if we wanted to make it like 4 loops or something. Okay. Okay, so when you're going to secure your memory wire bracelet, first make sure that there's no big gaps in your wire, that something didn't get stuck, because sometimes you'll end up with like a gap of wire and not realize it till after you've kind of secured it, and then it's a problem. Okay, so here we go. Pretty. Okay, we're gonna now take this, grab our memory wire pliers again. Okay, and now we want to do a cut that's between like 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 inch from your last bead. So kind of about right there, and just cut it. Keep your memory wire scraps. This actually would be plenty enough for another bracelet, but if it's smaller than enough for another bracelet, you can always make a partial hoop earring out of it. So that's fun to do. Okay, and we're just gonna secure this end the same way. So we just grab that tip and we're gonna rotate it up and away from our wrist. And that was a great tip someone in the community shared with me about a year ago. And I thought that was, brilliant, because I had always been turning my loops in, which would then poke. And so someone said, well, make sure you turn your loops out so they're away from your wrist. But there's our bracelet. It's so pretty. And so for memory wire, you just put it on your wrist. So you can see what that would look like if it was more loops than this. You would definitely have enough beads. So that's really fun. And I like the little bit of the silver flash in there. That's pretty. And so we can either just leave the loops as they are, or we could put little dangles on them. Totally up to you, but I like that one. That was pretty. That was a great choice, you guys. Good suggestions. And I'm really glad we left the wood off. It would have looked really different with the wood. Okay, so there's that. So let me go ahead. I want to place some more, but before we place some more, I'm just going to show you how easy it is to make a pair of earrings out of these little guys. So these are little drops that are new, and these are the electroplated ones with the little topper. So for my sample earring that I'm wearing, I just hung a hook on it. And I'm tempted to do that again, although we could just make a little bead in between it. So I like to kind of lay it out. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to mix silver and gold. I'm going to put a couple of these little micro spacers because they're here and I want to play with them. And then I'm going to grab a tourmaline. So I have the tourmaline here. And before the show, I don't know why, I don't know what I was doing, but I was making little drops with the tourmaline, which was so fun and easy. So you could definitely do that. There'd be a lot of different options for that. But I'm just going to grab a couple tourmaline beads. And because it's a pair of earrings, I'm going to kind of match the ones that I'm going to grab because there's like nice color variation. I don't have an eye pin or wire here. All I've got are some head pins. So I'll convert a head pin into an eye pin. So I'm just going to snip the head off. And we are going to create a little simple wire loop with my favorite tool. So this is a pair of wire looping pliers. So easy. Notch it back. Now we have an eye pin. So, sometimes we just make do with the supplies we have. And then I'm going to put on the little silver spacer, the tourmaline. Come on. Oh, this has got a little kink in it. So see my little kink here? It's making it so my bead won't go on. So I'm going to see if I can just straighten that. Oh, I love putting dangles on the memory wire bracelets too. This would be a great candidate for that. Okay, so for some reason, this kink is really giving me a problem. So I'm going to try a different little head pin. Okay, let's try again. Which side is the smoothest? I think it's that one. Okay. Okay, eye pin, spacer. Where are you? Where are you, hole? Oh my gosh, where's the hole? Okay, now it went on just fine. So we could probably have straightened that out, but I was like, oh, why would we didn't need to spend the time. So I got just this little pretty dangle. Oh, hello, Janetta. Or is it Janetta or Gianetta? I hope I'm saying that right. Charms work too. Absolutely. Charms are great for memory wire bracelets. And then you can also personalize them with charms. So if you've got an initial charm, or if you love birds or whatever it may be, it's really fun to personalize. Okay, so we made a simple wire loop. Trim it. And then we're just going to attach these together to make our earring. Okay, so I'm going to put on one side the little dangle. Close up our loop, go to the top one, and on this one, so this I need to hang like this. Okay, so important. So if I just put the earring hook on it like here, our dangle is going to hang to the side. So that's not what we want. We want our dangle to face forward. We want to see all that beautiful gemstone and that gold. So what we have to do is we have to change the orientation of our loop. So we're going to hold with one pliers, one loop. And then we're going to just twist this one. And on the next one, we'll try to kind of think ahead and make the loop the right way. But there we go. So I just twisted it. You don't want to do that too many times. It can kind of wear out your wire, but usually once or twice is fine. Yes, so the stone comes with the dangle, which is really fun. Okay, so now we're just going to open this, put on our little hook. And if I did that right, this should hang nicely. Yes, okay, so there's our little earring. So very sweet. I think this earring would have looked great too with just the dangle like the one that I'm wearing for the show. Right here is just straight on. There's nothing else here. I think that's really pretty. But you can also add extra to it, which is really fun. So why don't we just go ahead and try to make it, because I want this to be a matched pair that I can wear. This would have been really pretty too. Here's another drop I have. That would have been pretty with it too. So let's go ahead and make one more. So we have our match. Okay, so this time we're going to try to make it so we make the loop the right direction to start with. But there's always a solution if you don't. Okay, so let's grab another tourmaline. Okay, and we've got the little spacer. Okay. Okay, so here we go. And so this time I know I need one loop facing one direction and one loop facing the other direction. So I'm going to start. Ooh, and that loop I need to straighten up. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and try to do this the right way to start. Okay, pinch down with those wire looping pliers. Oh, guys, I love the wire looping pliers. And I think others who have them, I think have had a similar feeling of love and adoration for them. They're a really neat tool. Okay, so here we go. And Brenda's saying, can you send me a link for the bead dangle? I know Michelle can put that up as a banner, and she could probably do a link too. It should also be in the shopping bag. I believe it's the pyrite one that I'm using right now. And then they're just really pretty. I love them. Okay, we're going to open this up, put on our earring hook. And this is called a clef earring hook. I think it's very elegant, and it's easy to wear too. There we go. So pretty, very easy. I like those ones a lot. Let me just get a sip here of my coffee. Oh my gosh, I don't know about you guys, but all winter I've had this lingering little cough throat thing. And it's good most of the time, but whew, sometimes. Okay. Here we go. There's our earring. So for anyone who just joined us and just popped in, we've already made a bracelet and a pair of earrings. We're going to do one more bracelet, another memory wire, but you can always catch the replay. So if you missed anything, we save all of these over at beadaholique.com. And on the homepage, there's a little banner with my face. If you just click on that, it will take you to all the shows. Okay, so so here we go. I already started this because I was playing. So I made my little loopy and I did basically one row, one whole loop of the peridot. Let's see if I've got any more I need to do. Yeah, I'm going to add just a little bit more because I want it to be a solid loop. Okay, so I've got the peridot chips. If you look at the peridot chips, you can see that they do vary in size, which is pretty neat. Here we go. So I'm just going to pull some of those off. Okay. And I already know I'm not going to use this much wire, so I am going to pre-cut it a little bit more. It's just going to make it a little easier to do this project. Okay. And we'll save this for an earring. Okay, so I'm just going to put my peridot chips on. And their holes are kind of at random places. So unlike a normal bead that you're just like, oh, I know where the hole is. These ones you kind of have to search for the hole a little bit, I will say that. So you just put them on. Find the holes. Okay. And I gotta say a huge thank you to Michelle in the background here because I know she is providing links and answering questions and gauges, and thank you, Michelle. It is so great to have you here helping because that is just such a tremendous help. Okay, so I think that'll be enough. So again, just swirl it on down. Yes, Michelle is awesome. Eric, I totally agree. Michelle is amazing. Okay, so we have basically a little over a full round of the peridot. Now I'm going to do the wood. I really do like the wood beads mixed with the gemstone. Yes, Laureen, yes, I agree that the peridot chips is really nice that they fit the wire. So that's one of the things I do really like about doing these classes is we get to test those things because you're right. Sometimes chips do not fit onto wire. Okay, so now we're going to do the wood. And guys, sorry for my little coughing here. I just, it is what it is. And then we'll have spring and I'll be sneezing. Okay, so I'm just putting on the wood. Rosetta, I love it. I know, it's like we have to have a Michelle Appreciation Day. Nancy, I love it. Yes, Eric, and the red wig. The notorious red wig for Eric. That'll have to show up again. Okay, so I've got the wood happening right here. And I'm just going to keep going. And of course, you guys could do this any which way you like. I'm just showing a couple ideas, but really it's fun to play and just, let this kind of develop as however you like it. Okay, so you can see how that's looking, which is, I think, really nice. We'll scoot it down in just a minute, but it is really nice to have that combo of the gemstone with the natural wood as well. And then what should we do? Should we do the Madagascar agate? So I think if I had like a long time to do this, I would probably do this one with the peridot, the wood. I would add probably this frosted crystal seed bead row and a couple rows of gemstones. So I would probably make this one like 5 or 6 loops long. It's a little bit long to do here in the tutorial and in the show because it's just me, putting beads onto here. I'm not really showing a new technique. So I think I'll keep this to 3 rows, but I think you could really do a very striking larger memory wire project with this combo. Okay, so see, this is how it's looking. Let's see. So you see you've got that row of wood with the row of the peridot chips. I'm going to add a full row of wood, and then maybe I'll add a row of, do I have enough? I'll add a row of the Madagascar agate. But then, like I said, if I was going to make this like 5 or 6 loops, I would probably do a row of the seed beads, and then maybe even another row of the gemstone chips. You could have a starting row of gemstone chips and then have an ending row of it. You could also put in like a purple. Purple would be really pretty too. We could, ooh, that is really pretty. I like that. Maybe I need to do that instead of the Madagascar agate. Add the little bit of purple. That could be really pretty too. So many choices. Okay. Oh, thank you guys for the hearts. I keep seeing them off the corner of my eye as I'm kind of looking at the bead holes, but I'm also seeing the hearts. Thank you guys. What size bead cap for the ends of memory wire? Great question. So they do specify, I believe on the actual listing, there are different sizes. And so you'll want to make sure you get the end cap for the round memory wire, because there's also end caps for flat memory wire. Another thing I have tested is finial beads. So finial beads are check glass beads. They're like a half drilled round bead, and they come in a ton of colors. And they actually work as a memory wire end cap. And I think I have a video on that, so maybe Michelle can find that too if she doesn't mind searching. But that's a nice way of having a colorful end cap. And it does fit the standard medium size or standard round memory wire. Okay. Oh, Diane, I love it. Purple is my favorite color, and peridot is my birthstone. Very nice. Citrine, Leanna, citrine is my birthstone. Oh, I'm sorry, that went too fast for me to finish reading. Okay. We've almost got a full round of the wood, and then we're going to add the purple. I think that's going to be, purple and green are a great combo. I love it. And that will give us another chance to just test out that the purple fits on the memory wire, which is great. I think it will. I can't imagine it wouldn't, but you know what? Might as well test that out. Okay, a few more wood beads. Yeah, I'm an amethyst girl. My birthday is here in February coming up, so I am a amethyst birthstone. So I always liked the purple. And my husband's birthday was yesterday. And I got him off to the airport at 4:30 a.m. and I totally forgot to wish him happy birthday. So he texted me later saying, guess who forgot my birthday? I was like, oh no, it was 4:30 in the morning. Okay, here we go. Is this beautiful purple. This is a crazy lace agate in purple. Oh, thank you, Leanne. Okay, we're going to do the purple now. Okay, let's get a little more. Oh, I like these. Really pretty. So I hope, let me see if I can put these up to the camera. I should get like a little white triangle tray or something so it's not on my hand. Lots of nice color variation in this one. It really looks almost like berries. So if you think of like raspberries and blackberries, that's what this reminds me of. Okay, nice color. Oh, happy belated birthday, Leanne, to your daughter. Yeah, I was almost a Valentine's baby. Not quite. Missed it by a couple days, but almost. Okay, so yeah, this is going to look really nice. So let's just keep putting this on. Okay, keep going. Oh, Santa Barbara girl is a Valentine's baby. I love it. Our birthdays are just 2 days apart. Okay, so here we're going with that purple. So you see how that's coming. Oh, is there a such thing as cubed finial beads? Great question. I don't know of any, but I feel like someone should make them. That would be really pretty. Oh, speaking of cube beads, that is something else that's really cool looking on memory wire bracelets. Cube beads add an interesting shape to your design. So it's kind of a play on shapes. If you've got like chips and rounds, and then to add cube beads is pretty fun too. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing lots of February birthdays for ourselves and loved ones. It's fun. Oh, Rosetta says, twin sister and I was born on Good Friday. Very nice. Yeah, my boys are March and April. So that's always fun. So we have, my husband and I have birthdays here in February, and then we go into March for my sons and April for my other sons. So we kind of get all our birthdays done within a several month period. Okay, here we go. So that's how it's looking. I'm going to just finish that up because I want to make this finish. So I want to finish the round here. So I'm going to go all the way to here. So this is neat. When you do a memory wire bracelet like this, it almost looks like you have 3 different bracelets that you're wearing. So when you don't do a pattern like this is obviously one continual bracelet. It's the repeated pattern that we did. But when you do this, it almost looks like you have stacked bracelets that are different. Like you've got 3 different stacked bracelets. So that's kind of a fun effect when you do this way of doing a memory wire bracelet. All right, almost done. And then if anyone did add anything to their shopping cart for this show, please do make sure that you check it out because I do know that these are limited edition gemstones. So just something to keep in mind, guys. I know things sell out quickly on lives anyways, and I feel like I say that every show. It is the truth, but I know the gemstones are particularly limited. Okay, we're almost done, guys. We've almost made it to the other side. Here we go. And then do you guys want me to make a dangle for this one? Should I do a little quick dangle to hang from that loop? Okay. So I use GS Hypo Cement if I'm putting a dangle on the end. So that's kind of the one I like. I've also used E6000. It's a little bit harder to get into the hole of the end cap. The GS is more liquidy and it has a really fine applicator tip, so it's a little bit easier, but E6000 does work as well. Okay, and a dangle, please. All right, so this is our 3-row memory wire bracelet. So again, before we trim it off, we're gonna make sure there's no gaps in our wire. And I probably repeat that so many times because I have made the mistake of not checking, and then I end up with a bracelet I have to redo because there's really no way of like undoing your memory wire loop once you've done it. Okay, you could try to trim it down if that's the case, but it's a little bit more challenging. Okay, and then we're going to do a dangle at the end. So again, we just do it like between 1/4 and 1/2 inch here. You can kind of see that. Trim it. And take our strong pliers. I like using my Wubbers pliers for this one because this wire is so strong. Okay, grab that tip. See, we got that tip right there. Okay, and then we just rotate. Okay, so then we've got our loops. So our bracelet is done, but we'll add a dangle. But this is here. I love memory wire putting on and off. It's so darn easy. Okay, so there is our bracelet. And you see it really does actually look almost like 3 separate bracelets that I've stacked together, but it's just the memory wire. Okay, let's add our dangle. And then this project will be done. So I'm going to just take a head pin, and you know what? I did even bring jump rings this time, so that's good. So let's go ahead and we'll just put a little purple bead here. And then let's just grab a little wood bead. You could do whatever you want, or a charm was a great idea, guys. You could do that too. So I've just created just a simple little dangle right here. And we're gonna get our wire looping pliers. Okay. And you can do a simple wire loop or a wrapped wire loop. I'm gonna attach this with a jump ring, so might as well just make it a wrapped wire loop, like an easy one. Okay, so just a couple little wrappings right there. Trim our tail. And we can do a green dangle too. We can definitely do that. We could put 2 dangles on here. That'd be cute. Why don't we do a little peridot chip as well? So where is a chip? Could do a couple chips or 1 chip. And let's see, where's the hole? This is where I always struggle. There we go. Okay, so here we have a little chip. And I don't know if we want to do 2 or just 1. What would 2 look like? Yeah, 2 is kind of nice. I like the 2. Okay, so let's just make that little dangle as well. Okay, here we go. There you see that little wrapping is all done. And trim and tuck. Okay, and now let's open up our little jump ring. Gotta find the top. So I see Rosetta's question, and a black stone recommendation. Ooh, I think I would need Michelle to look through the catalog. I'm not as, I know there's onyx, which is like, you know, your pure black stone. I'm not sure if we have any right now. Fuchsia, there has been in the past. I'm not sure if it's in stock, some crazy lace agate in a really beautiful fuchsia color. So I would love to see if we still have that, because that's been super vibrant and beautiful. Oh, great question, Melody. So we are working on getting advanced information for the shows. So far, I've been planning them pretty close up to when we go live. We do a show every single Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific. So you can definitely count on the time. But we're also trying to, ooh, sorry, I got distracted. Obsidian and black tourmaline. Ooh, that sounds beautiful. But we are trying to get ahead where we can post what the shows are going to be about several weeks ahead, even a month ahead. So we can have like a show planning list. So that's something we're working on for sure. I do know next week's class is going to be a beginner's basics class. And we do have information on it up on our blog, and Michelle can give a link to that. So that one is pre-planned ahead of time. All the classes, though, will always be at 9 a.m. Pacific time on a Thursday. So that's what we're doing for our schedule right now. But yeah, I definitely want to get to the point where I have all these classes planned at least like 3-4 weeks ahead with a list of everything we're going to be playing with. So if anyone wants to order ahead of time to be able to kind of create along with me, that would be really fun. So that's coming. We're getting there. Okay, guys, here is our finished designs. We've got this bracelet right here. I really love that it looks like 3 different bracelets. This turned out so pretty with silver. Great idea, guys. That really is just very striking with the silver. And then, of course, the little earrings that we've made and the little earrings that I'm wearing. These are great little drops. So they're very easy to work with. You could actually, guys, you could even do a little drop on your memory wire bracelets. And I put a couple other ones in the shopping bag as well, the ones I didn't even have like a sample of, but that would be really pretty too. Okay, I am going to go ahead and flip the camera up real quick. Here we go. Okay. All right. Whew. I had to take off my sweater because all those technical difficulties in the morning overheated me. But that was fun. So here's these earrings again, guys. If you want to see, just really pretty and simple. And then here's the bracelets we made. So just fun projects. I love gemstones. They're so pretty. And it was fun to kind of talk about all of the different birthstones because you can absolutely customize your gemstone jewelry to, you know, your daughter or your friend if you want to use their birthstone. So that's a really fun aspect of the gemstone jewelry as well. So I am reading Michelle's comment. She has, she found an interesting black and pink mixed gemstone called Black Fuchsia Fired Agate. Ooh, that sounds beautiful. So she put a link there in the comment section. So guys, thank you for joining me again on this Thursday. I will be here next Thursday. Next Thursday is our beginner's basics class. So we're gonna cover like all the essentials to getting started in jewelry making. So it's a great beginner's class. We'll be covering like simple wire loops, wrapped wire loops, the different tools that are really needed. We'll do tips and tricks. We'll do some stringing, crimping beads, just like the foundation so that then you can make so many different projects if you just got those foundations down. So that's a great class that we're going to do next week. And then I will keep working on trying to get ahead so I can put up a blog post with what the schedule will be and what the projects will be or the techniques and maybe some supplies as well. So if anyone wants to order ahead. So thank you guys. This was fun. Don't forget to cash out your shopping carts if you've got anything in there, especially those gemstones. But have fun, play. I will see you guys next week, next Thursday at 9 a.m. Thanks, everyone.